Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to You're the Batman. Today's BTAS episode, which I do think it's funny. I never really pointed this out before, but BTAS, the acronym, if you switch some letters around, it's bats. I don't know if that was on purpose when they were naming the series or not. I just thought that was kind of cute. That, like, it makes bats and it's Batman. But anyway, the episodes, it's a two-parter, The Cat and the Claw. So you probably guess it is a Catwoman episode with also a terrorist that refers to herself as the Claw, and they do this weird thing where like the Claw is like the super terrorist, and like they don't really know their identity, and they keep referring Claw as a boy, and then like when Batman finds out she's a girl, he's like, "You're a woman?" I'm like, Batman, you've came across female villains before. Like Catwoman is in this episode, and she's a woman. Plus, there's Poison Ivy, and we haven't even gotten to Talia al Ghul, Harley Quinn. Um, like, dude, female villains exist in your universe. Why are you shocked that a terrorist is a female? I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird that the Claw being a woman is a surprise twist. When I'm just like, she's actively in an episode with another female villain. Maybe if like she was with the Riddler or the Joker or the Penguin or Clayface or Croc or like any male villain, it would have worked slightly better. But the fact that like the Claw is paired with another female villain, it's just like it takes all the stake out of it just because you like, okay, it's another evil woman. Who the fuck cares? But anyway, so it starts off Catwoman. She's stealing this priceless necklace with her cat Isis, who I guess has laser vision. She sends her like Isis to a room with this valuable necklace, and then it shows the cat's POV, and then you can see like blue laser lights all around that we didn't see before. I'm like, and I could be wrong, but I didn't know cats had that hypersensitive of a vision if they did. But I don't know. So anyway, she steals the necklace, and then Batman he shows up out of literally fucking nowhere. I'm just like, dude, I don't even know how the fuck big Gotham City is, but you're telling me you were at the one building that she is perfectly quietly robbing? Like, okay, buddy. So anyway, chase begins. Batman's following her and Isis. Isis almost gets hit by a car. Batman saves Isis' life, and a hair is left on Batman, like a little cat hair. Um, and that's kind of the end of that for now. Then the next scene, there's like this charity auction to I believe it's like a mountain life reserve or something like that. Anyway, something with cats and whatnot. And Bruce he's up for bidding for the auction, and Selena, everybody's like, I bet 500, 600, 2,000, and then Selena comes in and she's like, I'll bet $10,000, which she obviously wins it, and Bruce Wayne's really smitten with not only Catwoman but also Selena Kyle as well right now. And then Selena, she does this really weird thing where she's like, all right, Bruce, you're off the hook. I just wanted to donate this money to charity. And I'm like, what stopped you from doing that? Like, why did you have to go to this charity event, dress so sexy, bet these thousands of dollars for a date to not go on the date? Like, I feel like you're just doing it for the attention alone. Like, you just wanted all the guys to swoon over you. Like Selena, you could have just cut him a check. Like you had no like desire to go on a date. Just I don't know. I just thought it was shitty. But Bruce, being the way he is, he's like, oh, I'm honor bound, and I'm hard to say no to. So let's go on a date. Not in like a creepy way, in like a very like a flirty kind of way. Like it's Bruce Wayne. Like probably one of the best versions of Bruce Wayne is. Like no harm, no foul, really. Just being a little insistent and polite doing so. So she's like, okay, we can do lunch. So, oh god, I'm trying to remember. Brain fart. Okay, so then God, I'm getting so many things confused. These two-parters, they throw me off because a lot happens in this series. Because God bless like the '60s series. Like it's not like nothing happened, but it was so simple and so easy to keep track of. Whereas with this, there's a lot going on. Um, God bless these freaking brain farts. So hold on, let me just. Yes, I might get this out of order. Oh well. So anyway, Selena, she ends up going, or Bruce is the God bless. I can't talk. Bruce is going to pick up Selena Kyle, and Selena's like, "Yes, one moment, Bruce," and she gets a phone call, and she gets outbid for this piece of land by another company because she wanted to turn it to a mountain lion reserve, and she's like super pissed. And Bruce is like, "Is there anything I can do to help?" And she's like, "Not if you can get me a meeting with the CEO of, I don't know, like Globeplex or something like that." He's like, "Yeah, we can do that." So he sets it up like immediately, and him and Selena go, and they're talking to the CEO, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just gonna build that for a huge reserve out in the middle of nowhere." And Celia's like, "That's stupid. Just give it to the mountain lions. They're, like, you're gonna lose money if you do this." And he's like, "Okay, well, fuck you." So they go off, and then he opens up a secret door that, surprise, surprise, goes to the Red Claw, which is a woman. Ooh, it's a woman. Weren't you expecting a guy? Even though Selena Kyle is a woman and also in the same episode, it's a surprise. M. Night Shyamalan surprise. I don't know. But anyway, she's like, "Yeah, fuck her. We this is our land. Dumbass Catwoman." So they go back to her place, and she's like, "Bruce, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of mad about the whole situation. Can we just reschedule?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's fine." So Selena, as Catwoman, goes back out, and she goes to the company, and she does a little bit of spying, and she's taking pictures of like the bunker and whatnot that's hidden on that land privately. And she does get caught though because there's some hidden cameras there as well. And so a big chase goes on, and she tries to escape, and the claw shoots like a bazooka right at her. And I mean, it was like a direct hit, but she ends up just falling down a building. Batman ends up saving her life, and they're like having this like warm embrace, and they're kissing each other and whatnot. And Batman's like, "Yeah, listen, you're kind of hot, but you're also a criminal." And then she fucking kicks him off a building, which it's Batman. Of course he's gonna live. And I'm just like, you bitch! Like he saved your cat's life and your life, and just because he's like, "Hey, you're doing some shitty stuff and you should deal with the consequences of your own actions." And she's like, "No, fuck you, I'm selfish." I'm like, okay. So she goes back to her house, and her and her assistant Mabel are talking. She's like, "Yeah, I think everything is coming up my way." And then one of the crooks, he's like spying on her with, I don't know how the fuck these things work. I see these in like cartoons and movies all the time, but it's like this little box, and it's got a tiny satellite dish, and it's pointed at the location it's looking at, and you can hear the voices just fine. And I'm like, how the fuck does that even work? Like, I'm 90% sure something like that doesn't exist. I could be wrong, but it's just, I always found that so silly when there's a device like that. Just say there's a recorder in their room, and then you're listening on the other side, and I'm fine with that. That little radar of like, I'll point and I can hear where it's pointing. That's just, I don't know. I don't like it. But anyway, he's like, "I'm gonna get you," and then that's the end of the first episode. Second episode, it starts off. Oh yes, there was a scene I was forgetting. Batman, while Catwoman was spying on the Red Claw and whatnot, and getting it like a load out of her operation, he goes to all the mob bosses, and he's like, "Hey, you guys hear way more than I do with shitty stuff. There's a terrorist organization going on. Anything you hear about them, I want to hear about it." So he goes to a meeting with Batman and the mob boss, and he tells him about a train robbery that might happen because It's like this military operation and it's carrying a plague. So Batman, he goes and tries to stop it, but he does fail in the process. Red Claw does end up taking the plague, and I'm just like, what the fuck was the military gonna do with that? Because they said the plague was stolen at the Red Claw's Eastern Operation headquarters, and I'm just like, take it to a fucking lab and destroy it. Like, what was your plan? I don't like how they didn't keep the Gotham City Police Department updated about like the train coming in. Also, why is it on a train and not a fucking jet? Just I don't know. Just a lot of shady shit going on there, which it really does make you wonder what kind of like horrors beyond our um, like comprehension do exist in the real world. Like like there are different kind of plagues and whatnot that like we have no clue about. I don't know. Some spooky stuff. Anyway, enough tinfoil hat stuff. Anyway, so Batman, he loses to Red Claw. Oh, and there's the scene where it is really funny. He finally sees Red Claw the first time. He's like, "A woman?" And she's like, "Yeah, you weren't expecting a woman, were you? Isn't that the shit?" And he's like, "That's okay. I'm an equal opportunity crime fighter." I'm like, "Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Batman, kick her ass." But she escapes off and goes to the next scene where Bruce is having like a makeup date with Selina, and they both ran off the road, or they're trying to get ran off the road because she's like being hunted by the Red Claw's men. And Bruce, he does some finagling on a bridge and whatnot, and outdrives them, and then forces them to drive off the bridge. And we don't see them. And I'm just like, Bruce, did you kill two people and just kind of ignore that? Because I'm pretty sure you just killed two people, and we just ignored that. So, um, Bruce drops her off after the date, which is so funny that they almost got killed, but they still went out on the date anyway. I feel like that's grounds for, hey, well, I mean, Batman did mention filling out police paperwork, but I don't know. Anyway, so they go their separate ways, and Batman is back in the Batcave, and he notices there's a hair on him, or Alfred notices there's a hair on him, and he's like, "What? Wait a minute! This isn't Selina's hair. This is a cat hair, and I've seen this hair before." And it's weird. Alfred's like, "I've never seen a hair color like that on a cat before," and I'm just like, "Iris is a black fucking cat. Are there no black cats in Gotham City, the unluckiest fucking city in the world? Like, I feel like there should be at least a few black cats." It's just like I don't know. They make no attempts to make Isis like a different color. Like she's just solid black. So, and you're thinking, oh, maybe it's talking about Catwoman's outfit, but they specifically say it's a cat hair. So Bruce puts together that Selina and Catwoman are the same person. He goes as Batman to warn Selina. At that time, Mabel, her like assistant, is getting attacked by a thug. But Batman, he steps in, saves her, and he tells Mabel to get out of there and leave. Which I'm pretty sure worked way better than he thought it should, because like I don't recall ever seeing her again. Like Mabel, for the life of me, I can't remember her. So maybe he told her to stay away too well. So it goes to Catwoman's side now, and she's like infiltrating the bunker that she was taking pictures of because she wants to get more dirt on the operation. And so she takes out this thug and she ties him up, and she's approached by a wild mountain lion, and she's like shh, 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 and the mountain lion leaves her alone and immediately goes to the other thug, and we don't see anything else. And I'm just like, did Catwoman leave a man to get eaten by a mountain lion? Because that is one of the most horrific ways to die. Like, my God, girl, that is evil. Um, anyway, her and Batman, he shows up as well, and they both get caught, and they're tied up in a room. And Red Claw's like, "Yeah, I don't feel like taking care of this plague anymore, so I'm just gonna seal this building with you two inside with the plague." And she puts like some acid that's like burning through the plague cylinder to leave them in the room. And Batman's like, well, what the hell? What are you just gonna um, just not have the plague to threaten Gotham with? And she's like, yeah, that's way safer. So yeah, I'm gonna use a placebo on Gotham. And he's like, okay, fair play. Which I'm like, that's a smart plan. Like they know you have the plague, but they're not gonna know you used it on Batman and Catwoman. And she's like, yeah, by the time they figure it out, I'm gonna be long gone. Which I'm like, okay, I can respect that. So the whole building's being evacuated, and at the last minute, Batwoman, Catwoman, she uses her claws to get out, and they're escaping the base. And Batman's like, "You go on without me. I gotta make sure the plague gets destroyed." So he takes this like truck filled with gasoline, and he like douses the entire room with it. And the same room that they were kept in was like with all the hand grenades and TNT and explosives and whatnot. So Batman, he uses like the whole tanker to like set the base on fire, and the explosion is so big. There is absolutely no way he did not kill at least one thug and all that. So there's there's chaos going around. Everything's on fire. Everything's exploding, and then the police show up, and they're getting all the thugs and whatnot. And the Red Claw and Catwoman, they almost go at it, but then a mountain lion tackles Red Claw, and Batman and Gordon, they're like talking. They're like, okay, looks like everything's all settled. And Batman's like, almost everything, referring to Catwoman, and he makes no attempt to get that mountain lion off of Red Claw, and I'm fairly certain we don't see Red Claw again. So I'm just like, did they leave Red Claw to get maimed by a fucking mountain lion? My God. Um, or maybe we do. I can't remember. I feel like we might, but the idea of just like leaving this poor one, well, not poor one, she's a terrorist, but leaving her get mauled by a mountain lion is pretty savage. So it ends up Catwoman goes back to her place and she's calling for Mabel, but she's obviously not there. And Batman, he's like, hey, I figured out who you are, and I haven't reported you to the police yet because I didn't want you getting dragged out like a common criminal. And she's like, oh, you really do care about me. And he slips some bat cuffs on her, and he's like, more than you'll ever know. And I'm like, that's a good moment. Ah, that's a good moment because he genuinely does care about her, but she does need to suffer for the consequences of her actions. So yeah, good stuff right there. Rating wise, uh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, there's not really much I didn't care about this episode, and Catwoman is fine, and Red Claw is mommy fine. Like she gives kind of like Lady Dimitrescu vibes, and I'm okay with that. A very nice, tall, muscular woman. Anyway, rating wise, trying to think. It wasn't anything spectacular. I I kind of wish the first time we saw Catwoman, it was just Batman and Catwoman, or the first time we saw Claw, it was Batman and Claw. Having the two together, it I mean it worked, but I would probably have liked him separate first. I don't know, that might sound silly, but it was still good regardless. So I'm trying to think. I don't really have anything negative to say, but like nothing was that phenomenal, I suppose. Yeah, I guess a 4 out of 7, just fine. It's good. Yeah.